Here we are, devlog number 3. Honestly, I'm surprised I've gotten this far. I was surprised in the last video. Probably be surprised in the next few videos, even if we get there. I don't know. We'll see. We're rolling on. This time I want to talk about pixel art animation, and of course, where's Escape the Robot Workshop now? All that starting now. This time I want to talk about pixel art and animation. I've been studying pixel art because it seems more approachable than traditional art and an easier place to jump in than 3D modeling. I want to get to 3D modeling, but that's for future games. Focus, Alex. Focus on this one right now. In my head, it seems easier to place little squares and little dots than it does to do lines and things for stuff. I mean, I don't really know how to draw, but I can put some squares. So we're going to do that. I started by Googling, how do you do pixel art? And I came across Derek Yu's website. If you don't know, he made Spelunky. He has a whole series on how to do pixel art. So I'll put the first one in the description. It's called Pixel Art Tutorial Basics. Good place to start. So he walks through how to draw an orc-looking thing, and he takes it step by step, and that helped me draw my robot and my knight. However, pixel art is only half the battle, because in a game, it has to move. That stresses me out, because art and animation are super important to a game. I don't really have those skills, so if I want to make it look good enough, that's a tough hill to climb. Lots of smart people say, if you want what somebody else has, study what they did to get there, learn, and repeat. Just don't give up, and eventually you'll be there too. Okay? To do this, I've been scrolling along the old Reddit pixel art. I found quite a few pieces that are actually really cool, and the animation is really clean. I decided to reach out to the people who drew them to see if I could do frame-by-frame breakdowns right here, right now, and some of them said yes. So I'm going to go ahead and do some frame-by-frame breakdowns of some different animations, and we'll walk through them, and I'll tell you guys why I like them. That's what we're going to do. Sounds good. Here we go.
All right, guys. This is the art breakdown. Here's the first one. It's from a game called SoulGrave by, I'm going to spell the name because I don't want to mispronounce it, Kaikispin. I will link the Reddit and the Steam, but this is what it looks like. Pretty cool, right? It just goes through. So the reason that I like this one a lot is, let's go through it slow. So it looks like it's 3D. I mean, you see that? Like it looks like it's 3D, but it's not. It's just 2D. So here it starts off, and it's like just a little bit of movement back and forth. A little bit of movement, and look at how it moves. So like he goes to take a step, and the whole thing just shifts back and forth. Like look at the axe. Look at that. Look at how it shifts like that. So yeah, like look in this, like how he moves forward and it shifts back. Like they did a great job of just making this look 3D, even though it's not. And then of course he does his little chop, and he hits the skull, does a little spin punch thing, and hops back. But I mean, this was one of the first ones that I found, and I was like, whoa, look at that movement, like how they got it so clean to just look, especially here, right here, like when it brings, it's like this is important. When this axe, it gets a little bit bigger, the hand comes forward, and it really just sells the illusion that he's coming toward the screen and gives him a lot of 3D space. So I also like the shading on his stomach. Like you see, he's got this big old belly here, and you get to see the shading on the bottom. So, and as it goes, it's got a little bounce to it. So let's watch it again. just let it play. Yeah, look, he's got a little bounce to his belly. But yeah, there we go. That's the first one. So SoulGrave, check it out on Steam. I will, like I said, I'm linking all this in the description. All right, these next couple of pieces are by KBPixel Art, and I originally saved this because I really like the look of this night here. I like the shading and all that, but I saved it and I didn't know what this, it's a KBPI, I didn't know what that was, and I had to wait until they posted something else, so then I was able to find it, save it, and reach out to the creator to get permission to use it. But anyway, I'm going to play this for you, and then we'll break it down frame by frame. Wow, look at that. Boom. It's like a power up. Boom. Great use of full screen effects here. So look at this. Let's see. Oh. All right, here we go. So we step forward. Boom. First movement. And it's amazing to me how much can be conveyed. Look at this. So from here, boom, to here. It's amazing how much can be conveyed by just one little movement. So it goes forward, brings the sword up in the shield, brings them together. Boom. From there to there. Look at that. They don't move too much, and yet the huge explosion happens. And it's like just black and white. Look at this. Boom, boom. Couple frames there. Colors back. You got a light, and then the power up. And watch. I love how this just whoop. So again, not a lot of frames here. Look, the explosion, it comes out. You got this line here, comes out, splashes against the edges of the frame. It's so cool, so well done. Yeah, and then like I said, you get that little spin. It goes up. Here, let's do that again. So watch it, watch. Boom. So it goes from here, and then it just twirls up. There's only a couple frames, and yet your brain fills in that it's really spinning around the night. Look at that. See, and then the rest is that's it. He resets. Yeah, so from here, and I apologize, this is not the best way to see every single frame, but you know, it's what we're working with. So he brings the sword down. Boom. Yeah, I'll play it again. Boom. Oh, it feels so good. And then the shake, up and down shake here, like, oh, so good. Reflection, everything, so good. Good job, KBPixel Art. All right, let's look at the next one. All right, here's the second one by KBPixel Art. This one features the same night character, slightly slower resolution, which is why, or lower resolution, which is why it looks a little bit more pixely than it's supposed to be. Yes, more pixely in the pixel art. Whatever, anyway, I'll play this one. Like, just such great use of, so he's got the reflections again, which I really like as a presentation tool. And then just the use of the full screen. Boom. Yeah, look at that. Okay, let's break this one down. So he comes forward. So there's a lot of movement in this one right off the bat. So little shift forward there, little step, and he's getting ready. Brace for impact. Here comes the attack. Little bit of use of blur in here, which is kind of cool. Boom. Look at that. So look at this strike. It goes from here to there, and your brain fills all that in because of that blur. So boom, he hits him, and then this block effect is cool. I like how this yellow comes out. It's like boom, and then the yellow, it dissipates, and you get this effect, and it kind of fades away. And then little goat man's coming in for another hit. Boom. Got a uppercut attack. Whack. And you get the nice screen effect here. So you're like, uh-oh. Boom. He falls back, falls down. Goat's got some breathing. He's like, all right, I'm walking out. I got you. So not a good look for the knight here, but that's where we are. Again, pretty cool art. Next piece. All right, so the next couple, I've got two more from Advent of the Reaper, which is a game on Steam. I'm going to link that in the description and all that good stuff. But this is a Fire Emblem style game, and Game Boy Advanced Fire Emblem back in the day, that was probably my first introduction to pixel art, and how it just looks is so cool. So this is their knight character, and he's going to go through a number of little attacks here. So we'll play it. Yeah, you got the swipe, jump back and forth. Oh, the critical when he does the sword swipe. Look at that. Boom. Miss. Boom. Big attack. So we'll walk through this real quick here. So no, not a whole lot of movement. Just little sword comes up, couple frames, swings back, gets set. Look at this. So from here to there, your brain fills in all of that movement with that use of blur. Boom. It's not even like really shaded, but it doesn't need to be. And then it goes from here, boom, quick blur, quick swipe, boom. And it really adds weight to the attack when it's just bang. That's it. Bang. Quick swipe attack. And then, of course, it goes from here. And another swipe, another blur, steps back. Boom. Ready to go for the next attack. Of course, this is when the enemy attacks. He does a little dodge. It's a classic Fire Emblem thing. When you attack, it's miss when you dodge. So that's what this is. He does a blur for a miss. Now he does the critical. Gets ready with the sword. Boom. Super cool spin. Look at that. Points the sword. Uh-oh. You're in for it, buddy. Brings it back. Boom! This time, it's like a very similar kind of attack here. Or very similar like blur. But this time's got this big old wallop out here. Boom! And then the wallop. And this is like what we just saw with the KBPixel Art. This just huge, like, explosion almost. Like, boom! And you can tell that hit hurt. So, there we go. Hop to the next one. All right, this is the second one from Advent of the Reaper. And this is, I don't want to mispronounce, Elira? E-L-I-R-A. Advent of the Reaper's main character. And this one's a little bit more technical. You'll see what I mean in a second. But this is actually super cool because the creator of the game had a blog post where they talked about making this animation. I will link that blog post below because it's actually pretty cool to see the breakdown of how it started versus where it ended. But I'm going to play it and show you why it's a little more technical. Yeah, there you go. So you got some epic scythe spinning here. Boom! With an epic flip. All right, let's break this down. So, comes forward here. Look, she starts to move the scythe. It's kind of cool because there's just a couple, the eyes close. I love that with the blur. And it's like blur here, blur there, blur here, blur here, blur there. Like, that's wild. Look at this. And then I just think it's so crazy how it's like, so it starts here. There is not that much movement, just a couple of different blurs. So it goes from here in the front. It's got like a lean, and then it goes to the back. And then a couple blurs behind them. And yet it looks like the thing is going woo, 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 woo. I mean, that's the goal. It's supposed to spin. So, and then this is cool here. So from the eyes closed, this comes down, the cloak comes down, the eyes open. Boom. Big hit. Chop. It stops those. This is cool here. So the boom, and then this like smoke or something, dust or whatever, goes off the back, and you see this is so cool here. Look at this. So this goes this way and shows impact, which like brings force this way. The cape goes that way, and you can see like with the wind, it's just in the cape, and then get a little squat here for the jump. Wha-bam! Another big ol' hit up. So boom, big upward chop. That's you're not walking away from that one. Upside down. So from here, so this is cool because it's here and then it comes forward, and you can see this is the hair. It's upside down now, and then does a little twirl mid-air. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. From here, comes forward. All of those depth effects, like with the first one that we're talking about. The scythe comes around, really looks like it's 3D, comes down, sticks the landing, boom. And of course the cape tails follow, fall into line, and the stand back with the reset. I'll play this one again. Boom. So clean. So clean. Great job, Advent of the Reaper. Again, it's on Steam. I'm going to link it. Check it out if you want to see more. This next one here by Majosa Art is this little fish dude who does this chop and swipe attack. Chop, swipe. Chop, swipe. So this one I was not able to pull down as a video, and so it is just playing and recording. But, I mean, a lot of it's really clean. I love the swish back and forth with the cloak and the chop. But you didn't think that was it, did you? Check it out. So in this particular post, they talk about how they changed their animation style from blocky to doing a wireframe skeleton so that you can solve movement with the wireframe skeleton and then fill in the rest of the details later. So I'll show you what these look like side by side, which is pretty cool to see. So check this out. Yeah, look at that. So cool. All right, we're going to break this down. Let's see what we got here. So there's a number of things that are cool. So just the little teeny movements in it. The blur, so you got blur for the eye, and then again, none of it is on this one. So you move forward, big chop, you know, brings it back, chop upward, chop across. There it is. That's it. That's the whole thing. So they both chop. So there's a number of things that I really like. So in this one here, it's just basic movement, you know. So he's got the legs. He's focusing on the mouth here, and it's like the chop comes over, comes back, reset. So on this one, it's so cool because he's got the shading in here, moves, a little bit of blur in the eyes and the arms, chop forward. I love the cape, or the cloak, how it comes forward and then whips up and out and back and around. So cool. Chop, 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 chop. I think I really like this idea of just make a skeleton and animate the skeleton and then come back and fill in your shading and the rest of the art later. Because, yeah, oh, it's just so cool. The chop. It's like got the body and the head. Great work by Majosa Art. Again, I'll link all the stuff in the description. Good job, Majosa. This one's sick. All right. This next one is by Cyan Hacks All, and I think it's most applicable to Escape the Robot Workshop, which is why I saved it for last. I'm going to play it, and then we'll walk through it. Look at that. So snappy, so cool. The welding. Oh, it just looks so cool. Here's my favorite part. The paint. Oh, it's so cool. It's like a laser. Look at this. So it comes up. Love the springiness of the ropes, how snappy it is. It's out. Boom. Boom. You got the effects here that come off of it. All of this stuff. You see this rumble. Boom. Here comes that. Slap, slap. Puts it together. The ropes snap off of it and go away. It's so cool. Leaves, that flies out. This comes in. Boom from the bottom. Boom, brings it in on top. The effects in there. Look at that. Watch for it. Watch, watch, watch. Boom. The effects that come off of it. So good. This comes down, snaps back. This is so cool. Let's do that again. So this like comes in here. Boom. Shades everything out except for these, for the welding marks. Boom, 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 boom. And I love that how it's like followed by red that just cools really quickly. So cool. And all of that goes away. Let's keep watching. Comes down, bing, puts that into place. Here comes my favorite part, the paint laser. Boom, paints it all. Nice, clean, easy. Whoop. Whoop. So cool. Here we go. Paint laser. Shoop. So good. With the little attack in there. So good. Great job, Cyan Hacksaw. Great job. Again, I'll link all this in the description. Now let's go see what's going on with Escape the Robot Workshop.
That's pretty cool. Unfortunately, I don't have any animation of my own yet. Maybe that'll be the next video what I work on. Now is the time. Escape the Robot Workshop. Where are you? I'm a goof. So I didn't get too far this time around, but I did make some design-oriented changes. The most notable one, well, two of the most notable ones is the first of all, you can click to shoot. So I changed that from being automatic to manual because I feel like that's going to fit more with kind of what I want to do with this in the future. And my waves now run off of a spreadsheet. So let's hop in and show you those things. All right, here we go. So I got this little tracker thing that follows the mouse around, but check this out. You ready? Boom. 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 I missed, but that's okay. Boom. 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 Feels like it's a real game. Oh, and then look at this. Wave 3. Oh, dear. Tons of enemies. Attack! So, as I said before, this all works off of a spreadsheet now, which is super cool. I'll show you that. All right, so as I was saying, I have this CSV. It's a spreadsheet now that's wave, enemy ID, count, spawn number, HP multiplier, speed multiplier, damage multiplier. So on wave 1, it's going to spawn 5 base robots. On wave 2, it's going to spawn 10 base robots. Wave 4, it's going to spawn 20 base robots and 5 fast robots. And that's just how you do it. So you can build these out and spawn whatever you want. So wave 3 here spawns 50 of them. But it's kind of cool because if I wanted to, let's make wave 2 harder at least, 10. How about we do 20? So it's going to spawn 20 robots instead of the 10. So I save this or close that. And then we run this, which is a Python script. And it pops up, does its magic. We hit play. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave 2. Oh, look. Here they come. More robots. Yes. All right, so I zoomed out to round 5 to show you something else here. And you may be wondering what's this little green stuff around. In the original tutorial, it was experience. I don't know if I'm going to use that. I think scrap is better. You know, I kind of like the idea of using scrap to print weapons and upgrades, which, by the way, check it out. I got a scatter gun. So it is kind of bugged. There's something that goes on with my waves. I haven't quite figured out what the deal is, but it seems to be whenever I get this weapon, the robots see, look at that. I just zoomed from 7 to 8 real quick. So see, look, now I'm on wave 9 and there's definitely still robots alive. So there's something screwy going on, I think, with how the shotgun is interacting with the robots. Oh my gosh, am I gonna actually die here? Ah! See, I still have superpowers with the beam from the other video, so it's a better weapon. So that's it, everyone. That's where we are so far. Devlog 3. I'm gonna aim for another month for Devlog 4. We'll see. There's some vacation coming up here and whatnot, so I don't know how much time I'm gonna have, but we'll see what I can do. I don't know what I'm gonna do for the next one either, so I don't want to say anything, but we'll see. I'm just happy with where this one went. Like last time, buy me a coffee is a link down in the description if you want to help support me putting this stuff out or whatever. That would be amazing. Absolutely amazing if you want to support me like that. Otherwise, subscribe, like, and I'll be here when it's time for the next video. See you guys later. I'm gonna go work. Woo!